The officer has since paid as per Annex 8.1. Has since paid the amount.
Paid the amount.
So the issue is addressed.
But who paid? Who made this payment?
The salary was overpaid.
Who? Finance?
Chair,
Yes.
allow me to respond. Previously, an error was made and the salary
By whom? That is where we want to tighten.
it was a payroll error, Chair.
By whom? Who's in charge of the payroll? Madam Acting, just
HR Chair manages payroll together
okay.
with
Where is
finance.
HR?
We didn't come with HR Chair.
So HR serves under whom?
Serves under the office of the deputy principal.
Who's you?
Yes, Chair.
So that's your office.
Chair, I would like to say that this was an error and we quickly went ahead and recovered
Can
the
you
money.
imagine
Yes.
dealing with money and you are talking of errors? The other day, Equity Bank lost 1.5 billion.
It was a technical error, Chair.
Technical error that has occasioned loss of money.
The money was
Recovered.
made,
So
Chair.
how do we as a committee ensure that handled? Suppose it was $1 billion.
Chair, I would like to beg this committee that it was an error and it has never been repeated, Chair.
Because
we
could it have been a soft loan?
No, Chair.
With the easiness of how the person refunded the money very quickly. Was it a soft loan?
It was not a soft loan, Chair. There was a small.
And in fact, he refunded more.
Yeah?
He refunded 601. So was it a HR and there are loops that need to be tightened?
Chair, we since put a control and there is no other.
You know, we are
instance that
charging
we had. Yes.
the error that occurred then, and illegality is what we are dealing. Yeah. Next, we get the report that approved the hearing that occasioned you to pay.
Thank you, Chair. I can call the officer, they scan it and send it immediately.
Yes, because once we have that, then we will have the ICT person. Well, can you give us the composition of the committee? You are the chairman. You know your members.
Chair, we need to get the correct list, Chair.
So, Secretariat, get the whole list. We charge the members of that committee, all of them. And there's no reason why they should hold office. Because we must be prudent when discharging public duties. Yeah, and finance, get us that report. Yeah, so accounting officer, we want the memo, because nominating that team. Okay? And the terms of GORs, right? Yeah. But specifically for the finance, get us that report we used to pay that emanated from that team, so that you are off the hook. So, if you can do that in the course of today, the better. Yes,
Chair, I don't, how is the CEO going to be off the hook if she's the one who made the payment? Because you know she's the one who will carry the burden of responsibility after paying something that wasn't implemented at all. And you know, Chair, she should ensure that there is value for money in any institution. So, Chair, I am yet to be convinced that should be off the hook.
Chair, the same with the deputy principal who chaired the committee and is here with us. What is the role?
What was that? The person, yes.
Yeah.
He's a person on the file. That is why he's in it.
So I wanted to ask, Chair, sorry,
Yes.
I wanted to ask, what was his role chairing that committee?
It is that committee that misled That is where.
And big and the central. I think also the finance person. You cannot just get off the hook, because you cannot just pay without knowing what you are paying for. I think you have a responsibility to confirm. And if there were documents that you are given to prove that the project is complete, so that you can pay, you go to prove it, and by producing them, so that we can confirm. You don't just pay, you pay after confirming that what you are paying for is what is there. Because there is no value from
solved. So that we can now deal with a part of payment, so that we just believe that this thing was done. Because in this country, people are used to doing things that don't add value, and the money that is spent, public finances, are spent anyhow. And this should come to an end, and I think this should be a lesson to other institutions, so that when money is given, 16 million, over 16 million, it's not just little money.
Yes, Mwalimu teacher.
Thank you, Chair.
I hope you're taking notes.
I have also not gotten clear, Chair, whether this payment was made with a certificate, completion certificate, or without.
Madam, yes.
Thank you, Chair. I wanted to get to know the cost of this project that my colleague have had of 16 million. I think what we are supposed to have is the breakdown of the payment, and in every stage of payment, there must be a certificate you signed. So I think we need the breakdown of the payment from certificate 1 to the last one.
Okay.
Now that we are paying in two phases, I think it was 30%, 30%, 30%, and 10%, which was retention. That was the breakdown of this particular contract. That is the way.
Did you understand this question?
There,
As at the final payment, did you have the documentation to warrant payment?
Thank you, Chair. We do payments based on certificates approved by the experts in the area.
Originating from the expert
The experts, we cannot
to the accounting officer?
The accounting officer must approve a payment before I personally implement in finance.
So, have you answered this question?
Yes, so the certificates were there, they were attached to the documentation, and once we provide the evidence, then the honorable members can go through and see whether we did the right thing.
Okay. So I want them to switch off your mic, finance.
Chair, I want to ask the finance, which certificates did you receive that gave you confidence to pay? I mean, which certificate, which documentation? Because you're just saying the certificate was there. Is it a certificate of completion? Or what exactly gave you the confidence to make that payment?
Chair, remember, Chair, I had asked a question earlier. I asked who signed the completion certificate for payment.
She said, okay, can you answer that question?
And again, Chair, as she answers that,
Please be writing this question so that we don't repeat.
as she answers that, when you had an okay even from the CEO, did you ensure that everything was working? Because for the last payment to be made, the installation must have been done, it must have been commissioned, and it is working. Did you ensure that?
Thank you, Chair. By that time, we had substantive principle in place, but we are going to, I'm going to check the record, Chair, because by that time, I'm acting CEO. And by
So
that time
you came knowing that it's a query, you didn't bother to check the records?
Not really, Chair. I'm sorry for that. I don't mean that. I just said that.
So when you say you're going to check, you knew it's an audit query?
We are aware, Chair, that you are aware that it is an audit query. We provided as much information and documents as we could to address this query. Yeah,
Please address the members' questions.
yes. With the writing,
With the hope that you are writing.
myself.
Yeah,
I've
what they were
written,
asking.
Chair.
Yeah, please go through them.
So, there's another question that just came before, the one from the honorable member. Which certificate did you receive the labor payment? And I think that was addressed to finance. And, there was some matter relating to, the accounting officer, that the accounting officer must, approve. And it's true, Chair, that as accounting officer, we approve payments. We approve payments.
Sorry?
As accounting officer, we approve payments before they are made. And even this particular payment that you're talking about, it was approved by the accounting officer. And so that, as the chief accountant has indicated, we will provide the document to attest to that. Thank you, Chair. I can.
Chair, kindly, I say two things. Number one, I thank you that you ordered for us to avail all the documentation which shows the roles of everyone, including myself, as the coordinator. Number two, just to answer, and I'm really requesting it can be made soon, that at least to confirm whether or not the ERP was procured, installed, and is in use. I would like to confirm that even the financial statements and all other processes of the university are running on ERP.
That is where you miss the point.
Yes.
The point is you paid full amount before the whatever was done, and it is not even commissioned. That is an illegality.
Thank you, Chair. And I'm not ready to shift a blame, but I would like to report the circumstances.
Adopt this report that you don't serve in public.
Chair.
Next. Yes.
Thank you for the direction that you've given us as the Honorable House. But, Chair.
And also you give us all the documentation pertaining to this.
We'll do that, Chair. I also want to point out, Chair, that Bomet University College is in transition in terms of leadership. We had a substantive CEO at that particular time. We had a substantive principal at that particular time.
So what's your point?
My point is...
Without going round.
My point is, Chair, as we make the decision, I just wanted to bring to the attention of this House, Honorable House, that positions changed. And therefore, whoever was acting that time to approve as a CEO is currently outgoing.
We are aware of that.
Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, as long as you are Kenyan and you're public servant, don't worry. Yeah, it means they are not fit to serve. That's what I'm saying. Public, whether ambassador or not, that's what we are trying to say. Why are you laughing?
No, I'm not laughing, sir. Sorry, I'm not laughing at all, sir.
Auditor, proceed.
Thank you, Chair. The next issue is about...
So you should not run away. Were you in management?
I was in management.
So you should not run away from
And
this
that is
decision.
why, Chair, I'm explaining.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm explaining.
Was that legal? Whatever you did?
Chair, we
Yes or
hold-
no? Was that legal?
No, Chair.
And that is why the auditor has flagged. So whatever explanation cannot turn an illegality into a legal issue. First, that is where we start, right?
Yes, Chair.
What was your role then?
My role was deputy principal in charge of administration and finance.
You are a very senior person. You know, you were, when you are talking about the accounting officer then, I thought you were not in leadership.
I was reporting to the principal, Chair. Which position I still hold as deputy principal in administration and finance as I act as...
Yes, Honorable. Put the mic on.
The one for a lecturer, and then there's also the one for legal. And Chair, the legal officer, they only advertise for one position. And yet, the appointment was done for 3 persons, and not the advert that was done. So, what prompted you to recruit 3 people, and yet the advertisement was for for one legal officer.
How many people did you recruit?
Chair, let me clarify something there.
Yes.
As regards the two senior lecturers, the management recruited them when the recruitment was supposed to be by the committee of the council, chaired by the chairperson of the council. In the case of the legal officers, they recruited two instead of one, which was advertised. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, and that's why, Chair, I'm asking them, why did they recruit for 2 people when the advert was 1 person? Because that is already a breach of the law.
And Madam President, that's why we're telling you, an illegality can never be turned into a legality by whatever explanation. Are we on the same page? So that we don't waste each other's time.
We are on the same page, Chair.
Why did you usurp powers of the council?
Chair, allow me to explain that one. As relates to
And
the...
don't beat around the bush, please.
I will
We have
I'll
several
I'll
other...
be direct, Chair.
Yeah.
Thank you for the guidance. Chair, senior lecturer position is grade 13, and we recruit also based on a Senate-approved policy, and our Senate is still at Law University, and therefore we use a Senate-approved policy to recruit at scale 13, and ever since then, Chair, all scale 13 have been relegated to management based on that policy.
Auditor?
Yes.
Yeah, that that policy was not available to us for review.
Do you have the policy?
Yeah, we have the policy, Chair.
Where is it?
We have it within the...
But you are coming for this, so why not carry all the documents that are...
I have this policy in soft copy, Chair, which I think as we were working with the auditors,
So,
it came in a bit late. We
auditor,
have the policy.
as we live here, 1 hour, just look at it.
Chair, thank you for pointing out that this was illegal, and I agree that it is illegal to recruit when you have not advertised the position. Chair, we had a challenge at the university, and the issue also arose because of the circular that came from the AG that we should stop using external advocates.
What was the right thing for you to do?
We had so many cases.
What was
Chair.
the right thing for you to do?
The right thing for us to do was to advertise.
So you didn't. What was your role in that?
As deputy principal administration and finance, I handled the issue.
That was under Square, right?
I handled recruitment, but Chair.
No, that was under you, right?
It's under me. However, Chair, allow me to say this, that in the recruitment process, we handle it as management, and I'm not saying that I'm passing the buck to anybody, but it was a decision, Chair, that we made servicing the situation, given the challenge
You
that
see,
there are so many
that
cases.
a wrong will never make a right at any point of the car, right? So it was wrong, you should have advertised. And squarely, this was under your feet. So the committee
Chair,
will decide, the
Chair,
committee...
allow me, Chair, for a minute. Appointments, we handle as management, and it's a decision that we made as management and minuted to be able to help the institution survive the challenges that we had in the cases at hand at that particular time.
So the committee will charge the team, you, okay, for acting outside the law.